Hello guys and welcome back to Survivor Guatemala, and today we are going to be jumping back into the epic season. We are currently finally at merge. I always get excited for merge purely because now the scrambling can begin. I do think that there are no tight set alliances on either tribe that are gonna progress through this game. This episode could solidify them. Obviously, people from the opposite tribe could come over and they could be like, do you know what? I want to work with you. Honestly, I have no clue how this is going to work, but I hope it is going to be unpredictable and exciting. The episode is also called The Hidden Immunity Idol, which makes me feel like there could potentially be a hidden immunity idol within the episode, but we will just have to see how that turns out. But before we do, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video, shall we? Ew! I'm sorry, but like, Guatemala actually is just a nightmare of a place to be. Not the country, but where they are currently. Because what do you mean I've just seen a snake slither down the steps of the pyramid? I've also seen a croc just go back into the water when it was on land. What is going on here? What is happening? No, I'm sorry, this is not a bit of me.
We're just do good for a while. Just be like, we're glad to be here. We'll serve them. We're going to serve them. Yeah, we're going to work hard for them. 1, 2, 3.
They're already going in with a strategy to stick together. I do not know whether that is going to turn out very well for you. Because realistically, I think, are we at an even number of the original tribes now? I think we might be, you know. I think we might be 5 and 5. But obviously now that they've been on separate teams for like a good week, maybe alliances have shifted. Who knows?
Twist my ankle.
What do you mean we've just gotten rid of the busted ankle lady Amy, and now the busted ankle curse has continued because Danny's now busted her ankle? For God's sake. Oh my goodness. Honestly, this show is so dangerous.
We have some new buffs for you.
Hey!
Could you imagine being in the middle of the forest, right? Middle of the jungle, and you're asleep, and you just hear, we got some new buffs for you. I would shit myself. I actually would. I don't think that that place would be livable after that. I think I would freak out massively. I don't think you could creep up on me in the middle of the night. The fact that it's pitch dark as well. We're using night vision cameras just to be able to see what's going on. Yeah, nah. We're not playing about with this.
And there's not room in the shelter. I hope they don't mind sleeping outside.
He said something smart. I'm just like, you know, dude, you gonna say one more thing to me, I'm gonna knock every one of your teeth slam out of your head.
Bobby John is not playing around with Jamie. I feel like there are just some people in life that just rub you up the wrong way, and no matter what they say, what they do, you're just going to have an issue with them. And I feel like that's exactly what Bobby John and Jamie are like. They cannot stand each other. They cannot stand each other. But it is hysterical to watch.
Is that a log?
Wow.
They did him so dirty by putting that monkey yawning right before the clip of him yawning. Oh, that was perfection.
I don't think we have any more wood to get. I think you're okay. Why don't you sit down?
It's enough wood. There's too much wood, guys. There's too much wood. You do not need that much wood. Oh my goodness. I am a little bit concerned actually that the merge of this game is going to be, let's get rid of the 4 and then we'll work on the 6. Just from the vibes of everybody, it really does feel like the initial tribe doesn't matter as much as these new tribes that they had made.
If you're feeling bored around camp or could use some peace of mind in this game, there's a small individual immunity idol hidden in the woods.
Everyone's like, what? What do you mean individual immunity? What's going on here? What's individual immunity? Like an idol? What's an idol? Besties, let me tell you what an idol is. It means if you find it, you get to use it. And it saves you from being voted out. Yay.
We got tree mail saying that there's a little immunity idol about this big in a jungle that's this big.
Kind of interesting how Jamie was just able to go, yeah, that's 6 inches. Very interesting, don't you think, guys?
If I find that out, I'm not telling anybody. I wouldn't come prancing to the camp and say, hey, I found the idol. No way, I wouldn't do it.
I think it's interesting how they mentioned that you have to use it before the vote, because in season 48, it's always announced after the voting's already taken place, which I find very interesting. So I wonder at what point that changes. However, I do find it funny how literally everybody's splitting up and searching for clues. It's got to be in an obvious enough location. Like, they're not going to want you to be searching for ages and ages. They want you to be able to find this, because there's no point in introducing this twist and nobody gets to benefit from it, because that would be pointless. What's the point of having the twist? So therefore, it's in a position where you'll be able to notice it. You're not going to be having to, like, check loads of cubby holes and, like, look for, like, crevices and rocks. Like, it's not going to be that difficult, I don't think. But then again, who knows?
I just want that jury so bad.
I want you to be on the jury, too. Because if I'm on the jury, I want to be on it with you. You deserve to be on the jury, though.
I think Bobby John is just playing for the, please, I need to survive one more vote, and then you can vote me off. You can vote me off. Because at this point, I feel like he just wants to make the jury, and he wants to have a say in how things turn out. And I think Stephanie especially is sort of like, do you know what? We've got this companionship from Palau. I will do everything I can to make sure you make jury. You might be out next episode, but you won't be out tonight. And I hope she stays true to that. That is not 6 inches. 6 inches in whose mind? In Jeff's mind? 6 inch? Are we taking the fucking piss, man? Are we taking the piss that is 6 inches tall? You're taking the piss. You're absolutely taking the... Unless this is a very zoomed in picture, that is not 6 inches. That's actually mental if you're telling me that's 6 inches tall.
A name? Anybody?
What's that?
We thought about a name?
You know, you had one job was to think of a name for the team and make a tribe flag. But no, everybody got distracted by the hidden immunity idol. Also, do you see what I mean by the fact that the hidden immunity idol is very obvious? It was very obviously placed there. It's kind of blending in a little bit, but you're not having to, like, uncover stuff. It's literally out in the open. You just have to have good eyesight.
Oh, it's so beautiful, you guys.
That was nice, huh?
Oh.
Shakum.
I actually like Shakum. I think that's actually really good. It's better than me having to remember Nakum and Yeshai. I don't even remember them. But Chakum, I got that one. I've got it.
I'm searching for the immunity idol, and I reach up and put my hand, like, in a hornet's nest.
No!
At the top of this temple.
No, he did not. Horror. Absolute horror. No, I'm sorry. I'm not doing this. We're not playing these silly little games anymore. I've had enough. I've had enough of it. Silly little hornet's nest just camping there, trying to cause issues. Yeah, I've had enough.
And I mean, an immunity idol, like, that's cool and all, but we're, like, starving, so I'd much rather a feast, but
I feel like, Stephanie, that's coming from a very privileged point of view currently. You're in a very, very good position in the tribe. So, in my opinion, you being like, oh, I really would have wanted food, that immunity idol could be the difference between somebody being on the jury and not being on the jury. And actually, I think that's very misguided of you to say. Appreciate the idol, please. Appreciate it.
Found the idol, Howard.
You're right, keep dreaming, baby.
I maybe think that all 4 of you going off to go fish is not the best idea, because they're literally just going to be talking about you behind your back. I would have left at least one person back so that they can't sit there and chat, or they have to go off, and it has to make it a little bit harder for them to bitch about you behind your back and make plots and plans to get rid of you. But no, let's go on a fishing trip. Why not?
If they were even strategic, they wouldn't have went all together to go fishing, because they wouldn't leave us 6 here to plot our next plan.
That's literally what I was saying. I was like, why would you make that decision? God, honestly. The only person I'm really rooting for at the moment is Lydia. like, obviously I want to root for Stephanie, but I feel like I'm not feeling the Stephanie storyline as heavily as I was last series. And I just love Lydia. I think she's such a wonderful, wonderful person. She's so happy and vibrant all the time. And I don't know how, because this is the most horrific environment ever.
All right, let's do this. Whoever catches the biggest fish goes home first.
Yeah, whoever catches the biggest fish goes home first.
You guys are crazy.
That's a crazy way to decide. Whoever catches the biggest fish goes home. Surely it should be whoever catches the smallest fish. Because then it means that they're indispensable. Whereas if you catch the bigger fish, we need you for the food.
Bashing people when they're not around to bring group unity is not a pretty way to play this game.
Let's make sure we got it.
I've held off on commenting on it because I've been curious about it for a hot minute. But I am intrigued by Rafe's edit, okay? Because I feel like Judd and Jamie are getting very negative edits, so they're not going to win. Cindy? Not a clue. I have no clue how to read this girl. She pops up like once an episode with a confessional. I don't think she's winning. Rafe? He's kind of like always there, but never really does anything. There's been like an increased focus on him over the last couple of episodes. Not massively, but I've noticed just subconsciously I'm noticing him a lot more, whereas I wasn't at the start of the show. I remember his horrendous attempt at one of the challenges, but aside from that, I haven't really noticed much. I think it was the spiderweb challenge. So I am a little bit sort of like, Stephanie and Lydia are definitely getting the best edit on this team. The other team, I don't think they've got a hope in hell. I think at this stage in Survivor, there isn't really much you can do when you're in this position. The only person that has managed to exceed all expectations post-merge, being in a minority, was Chris, and obviously he did win, but that was like 1 in a million, do you know what I mean? So the winner is from those 6 that I just mentioned. And also, I don't know whether this has any correlation, but like Rafe's now like a film producer. I remember seeing his name and being like, that's the guy from Survivor. I didn't look any further into it, so don't worry, I don't know. But it is interesting how he's being edited, because he's not receiving a negative or a positive edit, but he's just kind of like someone that every time he comes on screen, I'm like, oh, he's sweet. And that's about it. That's all I feel for him currently.
It's nice having this pool right next to our camp. Unfortunately, our beach is like quicksand, so it had to be anchored out here, so we come and go as a tribe.
I was thinking, like, hang on a minute, why is it just in the middle of the ocean? Not the ocean, in the middle of the river. But obviously, it makes sense if, obviously, the beach is quicksand. Like, fair enough. But still, this has got to be sick. Pool party in the middle of the Guatemalan River. There's crocs snapping at my heels, going chomp chomp. I want your flesh. Okay, I'm fine with this.
This is going to be the first individual immunity challenge, so it's going to be quite interesting. A lot of heads are going to be rolling today.
Oh. They've got to balance a pot on their head. Now, I've seen some bullshit Survivor challenges, but this one, this is up there with the most bullshit challenges. What are they going to be able to do? Walk on a tightrope at the same time across a paddling pool full of crocodiles? Like, my God, why can't it just be easy? Why can't they just do a Sudoku?
I have a dome-shaped head, so I'm SOL.
Well, fuck. Now nobody else gets to practice, Danny. Thanks a lot. I would really struggle with this challenge. I'm a bouncer when I walk. I bounce as I walk, which is not particularly good when you're trying to balance stuff on your head. But you know what? It is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is.
Jamie, what was it like for you?
I was thinking there's not room in the shelter. I hope they don't mind sleeping outside.
I mean, we're just making our feelings apparent about this guy, aren't we? He just spat on the floor when he said that. God, I've not seen like a vicious rivalry like this in a hot minute. Like, it has been pretty kumbaya the last couple of series, I can't lie. But this series, these two, they're ready to fucking rip each other's throats out.
You still feel very secure in this tribe. Don't really think you need immunity around your neck. You don't have to participate at all. Instead, you can plop over here and have a seat behind the feast and eat.
So I've just seen a very similar thing on Survivor 48, where they're like, oh, guys, if you don't think that you need this immunity, you can have some rice. Here, they're like, if you don't think you need this immunity, y'all can eat. You can eat and eat and eat and eat, but you will not be getting immunity. You just won't. Soz.
Judd is going to participate in the challenge. Cindy's in the challenge. Brandon's in the challenge. Lydia's going to fill her belly, take a spot behind the feast. Danny is in the challenge.
Interesting. So Rafe, Lydia, Stephanie, and Jamie, no participation for me. But Cindy and Judd, they were like, nah, I want immunity.
We'll get started.
Honestly, if I wasn't in a horrendous position, I would also take the food, I can't lie. I'm not standing up there for an hour with a pot on my head looking like a literal melon. A literal melon. No, I'm not doing it. I'll take the food, thank you very much.
Brandon and Bobby John know they have a chance of going home tonight because they're the best two athletes in the group. I think Judd wants to protect our lead, and I look up to him for it.
Thought we were one tribe.
You know it's not one tribe.
Yeah, but
So why are you saying that right now?
Well, because I can, and I will, and I want to.
Well, things are getting awkward, I gotta say. Things are getting really awkward. My God, Jamie's cannot stand Bobby John, and Bobby John cannot stand Jamie. And I'm kind of living for the rivalry right now. I think it's actually making the show a little bit more entertaining. I cannot stand Jamie, though. I really don't like him. I find him very antagonistic. And I don't feel like Bobby John is that way inclined. I feel like Jamie just makes snipes and then Bobby John's like forced to reply. Do you know what I mean?
How you doing, Bobby John? Good?
Are you consciously trying to rub it in?
Yeah, that's good. Do you see what I mean about like how he's now getting like a really, really like, oh, I'm such a nice guy edit? I assume he is a nice guy, don't get me wrong. But like this episode especially, he's been jumping on the bandwagon of like, oh no, we can't be mean, we can't be mean. I think Jamie could go home in the next couple of episodes if he keeps on winding people up like this. It's fucking annoying and I can't stand it. So Jamie, your days could be numbered. Damn.
And we are reaching the end of the hour.
Damn, we ended the hour and it's now at a tie. That's absolutely mental. Why have we ended it at an hour? Did they really think that no one would be able to do this for an hour? You did give them time to practice, so they are used to it. And standing still is not as hard as walking with it. They are all practicing walking up and down, balancing it on their head. And you've just got them standing still. Yeah, of course they're going to do well.
It's Gary and Brandon. Bobby John coming up. Brandon's out. Bobby John's out.
Gary, that was impressive. That was mad impressive, I can't lie. I really would have taken that slow and steady. And I would have lost the hell out of that challenge. I would not have won that in the slightest. I would have been walking up very slowly, very calculated, very measured. Nope. Gary just went, yep, I'm just going to go. Bye.
The only thing that was getting me pissed, man, is every time you were talking, man.
Me?
Because you're so high? No, I figured everybody has to shut up, man.
Do you see what I mean by, like, people are starting to get pissed off with Jamie's antagonistic behaviour? Could Jamie be going home tonight? That would be a plot twist. That would be a really, really good plot twist. I don't want him on the jury. I would not want this motherfucker on the jury at all. No. Because think about it strategically. If we get rid of Jamie, we've still got a lead. It's 6-4. So we'd have 5-4 next time. We can just start picking them off then. And then we get Bobby John to merge. And that's fine. But I think we should get rid of Jamie tonight because fuck that guy.
People are seeing this nature in him, this immaturity, and they're not liking it very much. I mean, even Judd's just like, the dude's got to keep his mouth shut.
This is what I mean. We're getting to a point where Jamie's a detriment to the team at this point. I'm sick and tired of him. I've had enough. But he's still here and I've still got to put up with his bullshit? Nah, I'm annoyed. I'm not having a good time.
When I entertained the challenge, I was thinking, what if I stepped off this platform with this bucket on my head and smashed it over his head?
What if I just went and smashed that mother fudger's face in with this pot? Just bam, 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 bam. They'd have to call the police. They'd have to haul me away to jail. Because I would do it in a heartbeat. Bobby John is ready for murder. He's ready to get rid of this guy permanently. Nah, but in all seriousness, if I was on this series and he was on the team, and he was in my alliance, and he was behaving like that, I cannot in good conscience let him get to jury. I can't. He's going home at the earliest opportunity, and I'm actively campaigning against him. I don't care if it gets me sent home. I need him out of the game.
Do whatever you need to do, you know what I mean?
Rather,
This would be your game, you understand?
I'd rather hurt Jamie's feelings than Randy's.
Yeah, because Brandy's a solid guy.
One by one, it's looking like it's going to be every single person voting for Jamie. And then Jamie being like, what? Huh? What do you mean you're voting for me? Well, I'm just a farm boy. I'm just a farm boy. Yeehaw.
For me, it was hard to hear the comments Jamie was making just because I didn't want it to become something like us versus them or like 6 versus 4 or anything like that, which I guess was a little bit naive.
Again, definitely naive, but it's one of those things that, like, you just don't talk about it. You just don't utter the words out loud because it gets toxic. It creates a toxic environment, and then you're just sat there with people who know they're on death row.
I mean, yeah, it's 6'4", whatever. I know that. That was just no class.
I have class, so he can think what he wants to think. I'm gonna be a bigger man.
Man, just shut up, dude.
It's so funny to watch. It is so funny. Honestly, I hate Jamie. Honestly, he's up there with, like, Johnny Fairplay and the majority of the cast of season 5. They're just people I hate on Survivor. Like, absolutely, categorically cannot stand.
I'll let you have what you want to have.
Okay.
No one says I have no class. You know, that's just disrespectful. I didn't disrespect him like that.
You categorically did disrespect him, though. You categorically did. Did you forget what you were saying to him? What are you doing here? What are we doing here? Like, actually, what we doing?
For me, I can eat when I get home, so I'll never have the chance to do what I'm doing here ever again. And I'm going to do it as hard as I can.
Fair and valid, Cindy. I actually kind of like Cindy. She's kind of cute. She's kind of sweet. There's not really much going on with her at the moment, storyline-wise, but, like, I am enjoying her whenever she pops up every now and then. Something makes me feel like she's integral somewhere, but I'm just missing the part where she fits in. But, like, I'm sure I'll work that out at some point.
Okay, either nobody has found the idol or they just don't want to reveal it at this time.
So the immunity idol is still out there. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Okay, I'm here for this. I am here.
Brandon. Brandon.
No.
2 votes Brandon. Jamie. 2 votes Brandon, 1 vote Jamie. Jamie.
Oh.
2 votes Brandon, 2 votes Jamie. Brandon. Jamie. Brandon. Jamie. Brandon. 5 votes Brandon. 9th person voted out of Survivor Guatemala. Brandon.
So we're just letting evil reign on the fucking jury. What a fucking piss take. An absolute fucking piss take. I'm so over this. God. Ugh. What a awful person he is. I'm sick and tired of it. I've had enough of games. I'm sick of playing games. Jamie sucks. Let's just put that out there right now. Jamie is awful. I cannot stand Jamie. This episode, it was disappointing. I have to be 100% perfectly honest with you, lads. Not great. I'm disappointed. And I have a feeling now that Bobby John's going to go next. Then it's going to be Danny. Then maybe Jamie then Gary. I don't know. I think after that it gets a little bit tough. But I do think that the next 2 people out will definitely be Bobby John and Danny. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised at the end of the day. I knew it was going to go down like this. At least Bobby John has made jury. Do you know what I mean? That was his one wish. At least that happened. But aside from that, just disappointed. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on ranting. Bye now.